Nandagram, Part 1, Rajmandal, Uttar Pradesh, India.
Nandagram or Nandagoan is 48 kilometers, 29 miles, northwest of Vrindavana. When Shri Nanda Maharaja was staying in Bhavan, Gokul, Kamsa sent many demons there to kill Shri Krishna, but none of them were able to hurt him. Out of great parental love, Shri Nanda Maharaja became afraid and brought Shri Krishna here from Bhavan, for his own safety. Because Shri Nanda Maharaja lives here, this place is called Shri Nandagrama. Nanda Maharaja, who was the king of the cowherd men, built his palace known as Nanda Bhavana, on top of the hill known as Nandisvara Temple, and is said to be an expansion of Lord Shiva. Nandisvara is the name of Lord Shiva, meaning that Shiva is the lord of Nandi, the famous bull carrier of Lord Shiva. Once Lord Shiva, after having undergone penance for a very long time, prayed to Krishna to be allowed the opportunity to witness his transcendental pastimes, by taking the form of a hill in Vrindavana. Lord Shiva was hoping that Krishna and the gopis would walk on top of him and he could receive the dust of their lotus feet on his head. Having heard Shiva's request, Krishna agreed to his proposal and told Lord Shiva to appear as a hill in the vicinity of Nandagrama. How to get there? You can go by taxi, or if you want to use public transport, then, at Lakanji in Vrindavan you will find many autos to take you to Mathura bus stop. For shared auto they charge around 15 rupees per person to drop you at Mathura bus stop. From there buses are available to take you to Nandagoan and will cost around 47 rupees per person. Please note the buses are not in a very good condition, but we are expecting improvement in future as Uttar Pradesh government is working on improving the transport facility, and also it is the most economical option. Then you can hire auto to go around Nandagoan. There are two black marble deities of Krishna and Balrama in this temple. They are both in threefold bending forms, holding flutes. On their left and right are two tall deities of Yasoda and Nanda Maharaja. Next to the deity of Mother Yasoda is a deity of Srimati Radharani, and next to Nanda Maharaja are two of Krishna's friends, Sudama and Madhu Mangala. The deities in this temple were originally installed by Vajranabha. On the ceiling of the inner dome of this temple are many paintings depicting Krishna's pastimes. Photography inside the temple is strictly prohibited. One day Shri Krishna and Radharani met each other in a kunja. Radharani told Krishna, "Oh my dear Govinda, I cannot show my face in Gokula. People are discussing among themselves and giving me a bad name, saying that I am Krishna Kalankini, that I am contaminated by Krishna. Those gopis who are in an opposing party to mine are enjoying this propaganda. Alas! I am suffering this infamy because of my relationship with you. What is my offense? My offense is my love for you. In this world everyone loves you, but if I love you then everyone speaks ill of me. You are worshipped by all the great demigods like Brahma and Shiva. Jnanis, Tapasvis, Yojindra and Munindra all worship you out of their love for you. I am worshipping and loving you, the same Golakanata who is Sarvarajya, worshipped by everyone and loved by everyone. Where is my fault in loving you? Still only I must carry the burden of this blemish, Kalanka, on my head. I cannot continue like this anymore. Oh my lord! It is better I commit suicide by taking poison. It is impossible for me to live with a blemish like this." Shri Krishna, after hearing this from Radharani, started to pacify her by saying, "My dear Radha, I will remove all the bad names which have been announced by the people. I will make you free from any kalanka. Your opposing party has blemished your character and have questioned your chastity. That same blemish will be the cause of their bad name. I promise you this. Just be pacified for a moment. You will see my words are true." Early the next morning, Shri Krishna pretended to be suffering from a severe fever. While he was sleeping in the lap of Mother Yasoda, he fainted. Mother Yasoda became very worried to see the condition of her dear son. She cried, "Please get up. My dear son. I am your mother calling you. Please respond." But Shri Krishna did not reply at all. Seeing this, Mother Yasoda also fainted from fear. When Sri Hari was lying there as if dead, and Yasoda was lying in a faint, Nanda Maharaja began to lament loudly and the cowherd boys began to cry. They started to chant different mantras for the reduction of the disease. But there was no result. Nanda Maharaja and so many of his messengers set off in different directions to bring a qualified doctor, but none could be found. As he was returning to the palace, Nanda Maharaja met a young doctor at the gate. He was extraordinarily beautiful, his face like a fresh lotus flower. His eyes were the color of the rising sun. He was holding your Vedic manuscripts and carrying medicines. He told Nanda Maharaja and the messengers, "You all should know that I am a very expert doctor. I can cure any kind of disease." Nanda Maharaja immediately brought the doctor into the palace and offered him all respect. He bathed his feet and gave him a nice seat. Nanda Maharaja very politely requested the doctor to give treatment to his son Shri Krishna, who was lying unconscious. The doctor tested Krishna's pulse and confirmed the symptoms of life in his body. He then turned to Nanda Maharaja and said, "I have diagnosed the disease and I have the medicine to cure it. I only need Danyapana, a drink taken with medicine to increase its efficiency, for using this medicine. If you can bring me this one thing, then immediately this disease can be cured." Nanda Maharaja and others who were present there became very happy and said to the doctor, "O Vaidya, king of doctors, please tell us what kind of Anyapana you need." The doctor said, "The Anyapana required for this medicine is very specific. I require a chaste lady who must bring water from the Yamuna in a pot with 1,000 holes. She must bring this pot across a bridge made of hair. If the patient takes medicine mixed with that water, then he will be cured immediately." Nanda Maharaja then invited many chaste ladies to bring water. But none succeeded. Finally Mother Yasoda approached the doctor and said, "O Vaidya, since my childhood I have only served my husband. Everyone knows this. I will bring water from the Yamuna in the pot of 1,000 holes for the recovery of my Nilamani." When Krishna, disguised as the doctor, heard this from Yasoda Mata, he became worried, not wanting to put his mother in an awkward position. He said, "Nanda Maharaja, anything brought by the mother of the patient cannot be used." In the meantime the doctor took a sharp knife from his bag and cut a bunch of hair from the head of Krishna, who was lying unconscious on the bed. He created a bridge by joining these hairs from one side of the Yamuna to the other. He then announced that a chaste lady can walk over this bridge made of hair to the middle of Yamuna and bring water in the pot of 1,000 of holes, then the patient would be cured. Messengers went all over Vraja to every house and requested all the ladies to present themselves at Nanda Maharaja's palace for this special occasion. When Jadala came to know about this, she came with her daughter Kudala, who was fond of accusing Srimati Radharani of unchaste behavior. With great pride, Kudala went to the Yamuna to bring water in the pot of 1,000 holes to show how chaste she was to the entire population of Vraja. But as soon as her foot touched the bridge of hair, it broke, she fell into the water, and had to be brought to shore with the help of the village men. She said to the doctor, "Doctor, if by this display it means I am not chaste, then I say that even the daughter of Himalaya, Parvati Devi, could not bring water in this way." The doctor smiled at Kudala's words and replied, "You do not know the greatness of a truly chaste lady." Next in line was Jadala, who was also very proud of her chastity. When she went to the river, she also suffered the same fate as her daughter. When Yasamati saw that no one was successful in bringing the water, she became hopeless and started to cry loudly, saying, "Alas! What will happen to my Nilamani now?" Being very much helpless, she asked the doctor, "You must know astrology. Kindly find out through astrology who is that chaste lady in Vraja who can bring this water and save my Nilamani." The doctor bent down and drew some lines on the ground. All the Vrajavasis watched as he created a variety of figures and yantras. Finally, with great fuss, the doctor informed the residents of Vraja, "O Vrajavasis, the problem will now be solved. According to my calculations, there is one such chaste lady in this Vraja Dhamma. Her lotus feet will purify the entire universe. Her name is Radha. Please call for her. She is the only one who can perform this task." Yasamati Devi ordered Radharani to come immediately. Radharani was very happy to get this order to serve Krishna. As soon as she entered into the palace of Nanda Maharaja, the entire palace was illuminated by her bright bodily effulgence. The young doctor immediately got up from his chair to offer respect to Radharani by bowing his head. Radharani offered her due respect to all the elderly people present, and with the permission of Nanda and Yasoda, she went with her Sakhas to the Yamuna to bring water. Shri Radha approached the Yamuna in a very humble mood, meditating on Krishna and offering prayers to her Istadeva for her success in this task. All the Vrajavasis were glorifying her as she approached the water's edge. As Radhika bent down to fill the pot of 1,000 holes, Krishna's reflection suddenly appeared in the water, encouraging her to be fearless. Srimati Radharani was relieved, and picking up the pot she approached the bridge made of hair. Offering respects to that bridge, she started to walk across it while meditating on the lotus feet of her beloved Krishna. She went to the middle of the Yamuna and filled the pot with water. As the water flowed into the pot, she saw the smiling face of Krishna, who by his potency manifested 1,000 fingers in that pot and closed all the holes. Not a drop of water could escape the pot, but still Shri Radha told Lalita, "Please check whether water is dripping from the pot or not." After studying the pot for a long time, in great ecstasy Lalita announced that not a drop of water was escaping from the pot, exclaiming loudly, "All glories to Srimati Radharani! All glories to Vrisapanyu Nandini!" Amidst the loud sounds of great joy, Srimati Radharani brought the water from Yamuna and placed it in front of the doctor. He declared loudly, "O Radharani! In this Vrajabhumi, you are Sadvi, the most chaste. O Sadvi! You are most fortunate. Simply by your indication fate has acted like a menial servant." The other ladies of Vraja, whose attempts at fetching the water had failed, all gathered together and spoke to each other in surprised delight, "O Sakhas! Just see! We all are also chaste ladies. We are serving the lotus feet of all our respective husbands. Yet none of us were able to fetch water from Yamuna. But this Radharani, the daughter-in-law of Jadila, easily. Alas! It is very difficult to understand the movement of fate." Then doctor instructed Radharani to take 3 palms full of water and place them in a dish. He then mixed some medicine with that water and offered it to Krishna. Immediately Krishna was cured. Krishna woke from his deep sleep. Everyone present made loud sounds of jubilation, and came forward to embrace and kiss Krishna. Yasamati put her son Krishna on her lap. Then she offered Radharani some milk and butter. But Radharani did not accept that. Then Yasamati offered first to Krishna and then offered to Radharani. This time Shri Radha accepted the prasada of Shri Krishna. In this way the glories of Radharani were spread all over Vrajadhamma. Radharani was respected everywhere as the most chaste lady in the universe. On the side altar of the Nandagram temple there is a Shivlinga called Nandisvara, who is said to have been installed by Vajrayana. This linga of Lord Shiva resides eternally in Nandagram performing bhajan, worship, to Sri Krishna. This is one of the 5 presiding Shivlingas of Vraja. These Shivalingas protect the holy Dhamma from any disturbing elements. Once Lord Shiva came to the house of Nanda and Yasoda and asked to see child Krishna. When Yasoda saw his frightening appearance, Lord Shiva has ashes, snakes and bones on him, she would not allow him to enter. He tried to persuade her but she would not agree. Lord Shiva then left and went to the forest to meditate on Krishna. The place is known as Ashiseshwara Kund. In the house, child Krishna started to cry and no one could stop him. Mother Yasoda realized that maybe because she did not receive a guest properly there was some reaction. She then sent everyone to go find the tantric yogi who had come to her house earlier. After a short while they returned with Lord Shiva. When Lord Shiva came before Krishna, he immediately stopped crying and smiled brilliantly. Mother Yasoda then said to Lord Shiva, "My son has finally stopped crying, what can I do for you?" Lord Shiva replied that he just wanted to be able to see child Krishna and to be able to eat the remnants of his food. Even today the priests of the Nandagram temple offer the remnants of what was offered to Lord Krishna to the Nandisvara linga in this temple. Accidentally photo and video got deleted. Near to the garden, Bagacha, of Nanda Maharaja is this temple containing a very beautiful deity of Lord Shiva in his form as Ashiseshwara, which means the Lord who gives innumerable blessings. Here one can also see the Ashiseshwara Kund. When Lord Shiva arrived at Nandagoan to get a glimpse of Krishna, Mother Yashoda turned him away because of his devilish-looking appearance. Lord Shiva sat down at this place and resolved not to move until he could obtain the darshana of his beloved Krishna. Meanwhile Krishna began to cry and no matter how much Yashoda tried to console him, he continued to cry. Yashoda Mai then thought to herself that perhaps she should not have turned the tantric yogi away. Yashoda Mai immediately sent the servants to find the tantric yogi and bring him back. When Shiva arrived to have darshana, he touched his head to Krishna's lotus feet and Krishna immediately stopped crying. This lake is located at the bottom of Nandisvara hill. Mother Yasoda used to bath Lord Krishna here. This is said to be one of Lord Krishna's favorite lakes. Nanda Maharaja and the male members of the family would take bath here. Krishna would come here after the cows would return from grazing and give the cow the bath and drink this water. Pavana means something that purifies. Radharani would come to cook for Krishna every morning on the bank of this Kunda. There is a well here from which Srimati Radharani drew water, then she would cook for Krishna. Because she had received a benediction from Durvasa Muni that whoever ate her cooking would never become ill, Mother Yasoda would always try to arrange that Srimati Radharani would cook for her son. One day, Nanda Maharaja was planning a pilgrimage to Prayag for bathing in the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, known as the Triveni Sangama. Not wanting his father to leave Vrindavana, Krishna requested him to go the next day as it would be Akshaya Tritiya, and an auspicious day for pilgrimage. Waking early the next morning, Nanda came to Pavana Sarovara to take his bath, after which he was planning to leave for Prayag. When he reached the lake he saw a very black-complexioned stranger of large build taking a ritual bath in Pavana Sarovara. Not having seen the black-complexioned stranger at Nandagram before, Nanda Baba inquired from him his name, to which the stranger replied that his name was Prayagraja. Still confused, Nanda Baba asked him from which place he'd come. Prayagraja explained that he was the king of Tirthas and was from Prayag, which was situated at the confluences of the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. He further explained that because all the pilgrims went to Prayag to wash off their sins, he himself was forced to come to Pavana Sarovara to bathe and cleanse himself of all those sins that had been left behind by the pilgrims. Astonished at what he had just heard, Nanda Baba was completely taken aback. Prayagraja then informed Nanda that because this day was Akshaya Tritiya, all the holy places of Bharatavarsha would assemble at Pavana Sarovara to wash of the sins left behind by pilgrims at their respective tirthas. Looking around the banks of Pavana Sarovara, Nanda Baba suddenly noticed so many beautiful-looking ladies with blackish complexions coming down to the banks of the lake to take a ritual bath. He then realized that they were the holy rivers like the Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Gandaki, Gomti, Godavari, Tapti, and Kaveri, who were also accompanied by so many other Tirthas. Nanda Maharaja was struck with wonder at what he had just seen and heard, and decided there was no value in going to Prayag to take a holy bath, as Prayag Tirth Raja himself was coming to Pavana Sarovara to take his own purifying bath. Nanda Maharaja very humbly returned to his palace full of praise for Pavana Sarovara. This temple on the northern banks of Pavana Sarovara is the place where Radha and her Sakhas would sport in the cooling waters of the sacred Sarovara, and where it is said Radha's father Vrishabhanu Maharaja constructed a beautiful palace for his beloved daughter. Pavana Sarovara was very dear to Radharani because of its association with Krishna, and she performed many delightful pastimes on the banks of the lake. Shri Sanatan Gosvami, one of the prime followers of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, residing at the Pavana Sarovar, apart from chanting Shri Krishna's name and meditating, he was not bothered even about food. One day Shri Sanatana Gosvami was greatly suffering out of separation from Shri Krishna, so he sat in the bushes close to his hut without eating for 3 days. Then Shri Krishna come to him in the form of a cowherd boy and told him, "You have been fasting here for 3 days. Nobody knows this, but I saw you as I was herding my cows, so I brought you some milk. Drink it, and I will come and pick up the powder. And the Vrajavasis will be very unhappy if you stay out in the jungle instead of in your kutira." Saying this, the boy left and Sanatana drank the milk, which made him agitated with ecstatic love of God. He inundated this chest and the ground with his tears of love, but Shri Krishna consoled him from a hidden place and had a Vrajavasi make a hut for him. Nearby to Sanatana's kutira is the Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada's dear friend and god brother Krishna Dasa Babaji, who was a very wonderful kirtana singer as well as mridanga player, who spent the last years of his life engaged in bhajana at this place on the banks of Pavana Sarovara. Situated on a path behind Nanda Bhavana, is the place where Yashoda Mai used to churn yogurt during the process of making ghee. This yogurt pot is very large, being at least 5 feet wide and 4 feet deep. Such types of large churning pots are often operated by as many as 4 ladies standing around the pot at the same time, each lady with an individual rope for turning the churning rod in unison. The word Dadhi or Dai means yogurt, and Manthan means churning. Standing beneath the Kadamba, Sri Krishna would call out to the cows by their respective names. Till date the Goswamis of Nandagram celebrate this Utsavan Gopashtami. Kadamba is a small forest close to Nandagram. It is said that Krishna would sit here and play his flute, attracting the cows. Krishna would take the cows grazing here. It is said that Krishna would sit here and count the cows when they came back from grazing. It is also said that Radharani would walk by this place from Javat, when she would come to cook for Krishna at Pavana Sarovara. This is the place at Kadamba where Srila Rupa Gosvami performed his bhajana, remembering Krishna's sweet pastimes. He also composed many of his treasured books here. Whenever the sentiments of deep separation from Radhika, who is comprised of Mahadeva, manifested in his heart, verses of separation would emanate from his mouth. At that time, all the leaves of the Kadam tree here would dry up in the fire of separation, and fall to the ground. And when the meeting of the divine couple manifested in his heart, he recited verses of their meeting, and the Kadam tree would sprout new leaves. One day, Srila Sanatan Gosvami came to meet with Rupa Gosvami. Rupa Gosvami desired to offer some sweet rice to Sanatan Gosvami, but he had no ingredients in his bhajana kutir to prepare it. Shri Radha Thakurani, who is always eager to fulfill the desire of her pure devotee, understood the will of Rupa to serve Sanatana, and so she went to the bhajana kutir of Rupa Gosvami dressed as a simple village girl, with rice, sugar, and milk. She said to Rupa, "O Gosvamiji, what kind of bhajana are you doing the whole day in your kutir? Why have you not gone for collecting your matu kauri? Never mind. I have brought some ingredients for you to make sweet rice." Rupa Gosvami had been wondering how he would make the sweet rice. Radha Thakurani said, "If you like, I can prepare sweet rice very soon," and within no time at all she had prepared a very delicious sweet rice. The whole kutir filled with the nice smell of that sweet rice. As soon as the cooking was finished, Shri Radhika immediately disappeared from there. When Rupa Gosvami came back, he saw that the girl had gone and he was somewhat surprised. He offered that sweet rice to Lord Govinda, and then served Sanatana Gosvami. Immediately Sanatana Gosvami experienced ecstasy and lost himself in the transcendental taste of the ambrosial preparation. He said to Rupa Gosvami, "Who has prepared such tasty sweet rice?" Rupa explained in detail about the cowherd girl who had brought all the ingredients, and who had cooked the rice herself. Sanatana Gosvami immediately understood that no one could cook such tasty sweet rice except his most worshipable Srimati Radha Thakurani. He thought to himself, "It is not proper that Shri Radharani comes to cook for Rupa." Then he warned Srila Rupa that he should never do like this again. "Whatever work you might have, you must go out for Madhu Kauri and collect your own food. Because you did not do this, Srimati Radharani come to you. It is not proper that Radha Thakurani, who is so tender, must walk all the way here and serve you." To be continued in Nandagram, Part 2. Vraja Mandala, Uttar Pradesh, India.